Today, we'll explore the inspiring true story of a hospitable resort owner who saved her family's historic resort during a difficult time. Hina family owns a historic resort known not for grandeur, but for fresh air, gentle surroundings, and a sense of calm that helps guests slow down and reconnect with themselves. For many visitors, this place is more than a destination. It is a pause from the noise of everyday life. Hina grew up watching her family care for guests with sincerity rather than formality. Hospitality to her was never about rules or scripts. It was about noticing small details, offering warmth without expectation, and creating an environment where people felt safe to rest and reflect. But even places rooted in peace are affected by forces beyond their control. As the economy grew more challenging, fewer travelers arrived. For Hina and her husband, the concern was deeply personal. This resort held generations of memories, values, and shared effort. Losing it would mean more than losing a business. Hina felt torn between worry and responsibility, unsure how to move forward without compromising what made the resort special. Hina and her husband spent long evenings talking quietly after the resort settled into silence. These conversations were not filled with pressure or blame, but with honest questions. Slowly, excitement replaced fear, not because the problem disappeared, but because purpose became clearer. Hina realized that the resort's greatest strength had never been its buildings or location. It was the feeling people carried with them when they left. She began paying closer attention to every interaction, noticing how guests relaxed when conversations felt personal and unhurried. This awareness sparked small but meaningful changes. Instead of adding complexity, Hina focused on simplicity, thoughtful check-ins, shared local stories, and moments of calm that reminded visitors they were welcome, not rushed. There were challenges, of course. Not every idea worked immediately, and progress was uneven. Some days felt encouraging, others uncertain. Yet Hina learned an important emotional lesson during this time. Patience builds confidence. Rather than reacting to every setback, she allowed space for growth. With her husband's steady support, she stayed focused on improvement rather than perfection. Gradually, the atmosphere of the resort began to shift. Guests lingered longer in shared spaces. Conversations flowed more easily. Word spread quietly, carried not by advertisements, but by genuine experiences. People returned, bringing friends and family, drawn by a sense of comfort that felt increasingly rare in a fast-moving world. This phase of Hina's journey highlights a powerful idea. When pressure rises, returning to human connection can create momentum where fear once stood. Excitement does not always come from big change. Often, it grows from small actions done with care. In choosing sincerity over urgency, Hina began rebuilding not only the resort's future, but her own sense of confidence and purpose. Over time, the results of Hina's choices became quietly visible. The resort did not transform overnight, but its rhythm felt alive again. Mornings carried soft conversations, afternoons felt unhurried, and evenings ended with gratitude rather than worry. What changed most was not the number of guests, but the quality of their presence. People arrived tired and left restored, carrying stories of kindness rather than impressions of convenience. The anxiety that once lingered was replaced by calm focus. She no longer measured success only through numbers, but through moments when a guest expressed relief, when someone returned because they felt understood, when the resort felt like a shared home rather than a service. The journey also strengthened the bond within her family. Working together with patience and respect, reminded them why the resort existed in the first place. By honoring that purpose, they preserved both their livelihood and their values. In difficult moments, resilience is built through consistency, empathy, and the courage to remain sincere. When hospitality is guided by intention, it becomes trust. Any space we nurture reflects our energy, and by choosing warmth and connection over fear, sincerity reveals its quiet power to transform.